kind of this experience? I mean, you knew you weren't going to play, but get out what you wanted from this couple days?
Yeah, for sure. Spend some time with the kids here and get to meet a lot of the players I don't know much about, and are breaking into a league and kind of like pick their brain and their thought process and what makes them so good, what they do, and it was a great experience. I got to talk to a lot of people, and yeah, it was awesome.
Was there one player you came in mind with in terms of you wanted to meet the most?
Oh yeah, I mean, you meet them all playing, but just to be able to interact with them and have good conversations and talk about hitting and all that. Definitely Aaron Judge, Soto, two guys that I talked to a lot, hours of hitting and just everything about the game. That was a lot of fun.
Did you try to recruit anyone while you were here?
Well, I cannot say that on camera, I guess, but you always have those conversations.
Carlos, you shared a clubhouse in there with Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson. C.J. Abrams, Elly are on the other side. What do you think of just like the young talent at shortstop?
I think the game is in great hands. I think the game is in great hands, especially on the shortstop side. The shortstops are just having unbelievable years all around the league, and the numbers are pretty impressive when you put them all together. So I say, for the next 10, 15 years, the league is in a great spot when you talk about shortstops.
How big is that, you think, for the popularity of the sport? That like kind of similar to like when Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Nomar Garcia Parra were coming up. That there's like young talent at shortstop sort of coming out together.
Yeah, it's special, the talent, but it's most important that all the shortstops are good on the offensive and defensive side of things. When you talk about Gunnar, when you talk about Bobby Witt, they rake, but they also have 10 outs above average, 8 outs above average, right? So you're talking about the whole package, and they can do everything. They run the bases, they steal bases. So we're seeing a different type of athlete now at shortstop. When you look back in the day, it was defense, offense, but I mean they're taking it to another level, and that's exciting to see. I'm going to be watching from my couch one day, and I'm going to be enjoying it. I enjoy it right now. I admire them very much. I let them know, and it's just fun to watch.
How much sort of like talking with them did you do, those two guys?
A lot.
While you were here?
A lot. I mean, Bobby I have in the division, so we're always talking. Ever since he got called up, we kind of kicked it, and we've had a great relationship on the field. And then Gunnar, he was one of the guys I was most looking forward to meeting, because I just wanted to see what kind of guy he is, and he's down to earth. You can tell he's a hard worker. He's going to inspire a lot of kids to play the position.
And you were like this too, but they're 23, 24 years old, and as you said, they're really good defensively also. Mm-hmm. How tough is it to be like fully formed like that at the major league level at that age, playing that position?
It's really hard. It takes a lot of work, of course, we all know that, but also it takes a different type of human being. You gotta, up here, you gotta be very intellectual, and you gotta be very willing to do all those things that you're learning, because you can learn them, but you gotta also apply them. And I feel like those two guys are very smart. They are top of the line when you talk about talent in the game, and they execute what they learn, and they get better, and they improve every single year. So I'm very impressed with both of them.
Thanks, congrats.
Thank you.
And speaking of young athletes, tell me about what you thought of Paul's on the mound.
Very impressive. One day I'm going to face him hopefully, and I'll have a better assessment, but he looks nasty.
Carlos, ¿qué se siente ser un modelo a seguir para los jóvenes con los que ahora compartes un clubhouse en este tipo de juegos?
Sí, para mí es una gran experiencia poder compartir con ellos, poder hablar, poder compartir experiencias y hablar de béisbol, es lo más importante.
¿Qué tan divertido ha sido estos días después del home run derby tan electrizante y un juego como este?
Muy divertido para mí, para mi familia, para mis niños, conocer a sus peloteros favoritos. De verdad que ha sido una semana muy buena.
¿Qué le espera a los Twins para la segunda mitad?
Bueno, esperamos ganar la división, tenemos un gran equipo, hay que jugar mejor béisbol en la segunda mitad. Siento que he jugado muy bien la primera mitad, simplemente que Cleveland jugó mucho mejor. Esperemos que la segunda mitad sea mejor para nosotros. Sí, baby.
Gracias, Carlos.
Carlos, what have you thought of Luis Arraez here? I know he recently credited you for just tips and things that you were talking with hitting.
Yeah, he's a guy that I watch him work in the cage and picked up a couple of things from him, and just talking with him just completely changed the perspective how I saw the batting practice in the cage. And he's a special hitter for a reason, and he's my guy. Thank you.